Accelerated one, sixth graders. Let's do multiplying and dividing decimals. Shouldn't be too bad. I'm just gonna skip the quiz 2, which is just a combination of 3, 4, 5, and 6 here and 1 here. But I'm gonna do the decimal multiplication. And yeah, I usually just use a standard algorithm. Dividing decimals. Very important stuff. Dividing fractions. Okay. So let's start out with dividing fractions. We're going to flip and multiply by the reciprocal, right? Okay. So Ayana is 1.5 meters tall. Her little sister Chike is 1 1/4 meters tall. Ayana is how many times as tall as Chike? Well, the first thing I want to do is I want to think about it without fractions because I just want to make sense of it. So if Ayana she's taller, so let's say that she was 8 meters tall and Chike was 4, and then we know that it'd be twice as tall, right? And how would we get that? We divide to get twice as tall. So I'm making sense of the problem. I can see that I do want to divide Ayana's height by Chike's height, even though the fractions throw me off conceptually. I know that I got it, you know. So now what we want to do is change this into improper fractions. So 1 times 2 plus 1 over 2 is going to be 1 times 2 is 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 over 2. And 1 times 4 plus 1 is 4 plus 1 is 5 over 4. Then it changes to flip and multiply 4/5, right? And then that would be 12 over 10. So 12 over 10 reduces to, what is it reduced to? 6 over 5. So Ayana is 6/5 as tall as Chike. All right. So that isn't too bad. Just make sense of the problem before you just go for it. And you always want to make sure that your answer is reasonable, you know? Okay, so now let's go into decimals. Which of the following expressions is equivalent to 0.034 times 4.8? Okay. So what we're saying here is, you know, if we have this number is the same as 34, but with the decimal point moved 1, 2, 3 spaces. So times 1,000, you know, because we moved the decimal point 3 spaces. And then the 4.8, you know, is the same as 48 times 1/10, because that's how you move the decimal point, multiply by a fraction over, you know, multiple of 10. So we put these two together, that would be 10,000 if you multiply them together. So I'm going to say 34 times 48, and then we need 4 decimal moves in total. Hey, I do kind of like this. Okay, so the answer would be D. It's a good one. Okay. So understand your decimal place value, you can do that one. But I love the standard algorithm. This is my favorite way to multiply decimals. And so we're going to do that. We're going to just ignore the decimal. 282 is 2 times 442. Just ignore that decimal, forget about it. just do some multiplication. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5. Now let's do the tens place. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 8 is 32. 4 times 2 is 8 plus 3 is 11. Now let's do the hundreds place. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 8 is 32. 4 times 2 is 8 plus 3 is 11. And now let's add up our numbers. 4, 14, 6, 7, 8. 8 is 16. 2 plus 2 is 4. 2 and 1. Hopefully I didn't make a mistake. But now, after we just ignore the decimals and just multiply the whole numbers, we count the number of decimal place values we have. 1, 2, 3. So that means we're going to put a decimal point 3 place values in. 1, 2, 3 to the number. So our answer will be 124, 124.644, or 124 and 644 thousandths. So it's 124.644. Woo! Got it. All right. Get that, Simon. You try it. And now let's do some multi-digit division. I'm just going to tell you, I really don't like when this assignment comes out just because it is a pain in the neck. But we got to do it. All right. So the 4, 5, 9, 8 divided by 101. So I think of it. And so the 101's got to go on the outside. And the 4, 5, 9, 8's got to go on the inside. So how many times does 101 go into 459? I believe that would be 4 times. That would be 404. So then we multiply 4 times 101 is 404. Then we subtract. And that would be 5 and 5. And then we bring down the 8. How many times does 101 go into 558? That would be 5 times. That would be 505. And then subtract, we get 3. This is not so bad. Remainder 53. So hopefully I didn't make any mistakes here. And our answer is 45 with the remainder of 53. Yeah. Okay. So multi-digit division's not too bad. Just make sure you divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. But in 6th grade, we divide with decimals. So don't worry, because much like multiplication, we can get rid of the decimals. So in this one, we have 0.96 on the outside. And then 758.4 on the inside. So what we want to do is we want to get rid of the decimal in that number there, the divisor, I think. And so we would need to move it 2 spaces to get rid of it. So I just do that, but that means we got to move the decimal on the inside 2 spaces as well. So that'd be 7584. Uh-oh, but we got to move it another space, so that means there's going to be a 0. So now we have 96 into 75,840, which just turns into a multi-digit division problem, which I will let you do. Okay, this is accelerated 1, and I just did one like that. Okay, so So that's it. That's all 6 assignments. So now you try them, and any questions you have, you just bring them to class, but you will be more than prepared. All right, bye.